We're moving over to the main part of today's event, which is a talk on the topic, the rudiment of choral music. It is very important that at this point, I will take up our jotters and writing pen. I'll take up our jotters and pen so that we will jot things down in order for us to take things away. So that at the end of the day, we will know that at the end of that we attended this event and we gained from it by God's grace. But I will not make the mistake of announcing the resource lessons because my level never reached to announce that kind of thing. So I will leave them for my senior, maybe announce that person because the big man will announce big man. But I'm ready to open up to you.
Thank you very much. Please let's put our hands together for Brother Israel once more. Brother Israel, you've done so much well. At least expected. But of course, I'm seeing today. You know, they say they don't give small begin time to lay down, they don't know the strength when they carry. Brother Israel, thank you very much. And we did.
Brother Samuel, sir.
Brother Samuel, I will be asked our way. Thank you. Very distinguished brothers, sisters, and friends right here. What we've seen so far is just a tip of an iceberg as compared to what we will be seeing by God's grace in the month of October and of course in the month of December. Very distinguished brothers, sisters, and friends. You can see to my near right here, we've seen the projector, we've seen the keyboard, and of course we've seen the laptop. But what we're going to also look at in today's topic is the rudiment of choral music. How does choral now relate to projector and laptops and all of that? You know what it is? What we have seen is crystal clear. Make I address this one to our branch chairman, only one who understand this very well. They will say again, they will quote Choral again, don't fit in fatu habitor. Which is anything done contrary to the law is assumed not to be done at all. Only chairman I understand and I class, my level. What we want to see today is different from what we have been saying. At this junction, with all sense of humility, my oga at the top, quote and unquote, I call him boss of life. A man whom God has blessed, a man who is dynamic, a man who is a teacher, a leader, a man who is filled and knows what to do at the right time. At this junction, very distinguished brothers and friends, if your hands are not aching, if you are not too busy, if you are not tired, if you are not lazy, please let us put our hands together for our brother Junior Legbedion. Please let's put our hands together for our very own brother Junior Legbedion. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. You're welcome, sir.
Full house today for this occasion, which by God's grace, if I'm correct, is the first time we will be having a music workshop in this branch. So please, first of all, let's put our hands together for our Creator Jehovah Almighty God. And also put our hands together for the executive board represented here by the station minister. And also the admin committee of the host branch, Ogida branch. Then the admin committees of all other branches that are represented here, Igosa, Igobahil. Please let's put our hands together for all admin committees. So, by God's grace, we have a mixture of choristers and of course members that are not choristers. So I believe my job here today for the music workshop is to also convert people to become choristers. Because now we're going to have a music workshop and most of it will be about music. It won't be about Bible. A lot of times we talk to ourselves about the relevance of music coming from the spiritual aspect. But today we'll be looking more at the musical aspect. So before we leave here, I won't be surprised if I'm even able to convert my father to become a chorister. So, as you can see, I'll be speaking on the topic, the rudiments of choral music. The rudiments of choral music. And if you follow the program, I'll try and do everything within 30 minutes. Brother Ogaga, please, I have a thank you back there. That's the introduction. Let's understand what the different keywords in the topic of the presentation is. First is rudiments. Rudiments simply means the basic facts about something, the fundamentals, or simply put, the ABCDs. Then talking about choral, this is a word that is supposed to be related to choir, or an organized group of singers, especially one that takes part in church activities. Just to elaborate a bit, a lot of times in GKS we hear the word go choral group, or let this choral group come and perform. That is actually a wrong usage. Choral is supposed to be something related to choir. But what we normally have is cultural groups from different ethnicities. So I just want to point that out to some of us so we'll be better informed. Let's go back. Music means a vocal or instrumental sounds, or a combination of both of them to produce beauty of form, harmony, and expression of emotion. So when we now put everything together, rudiments of choral music, it means that we are looking at what will provide us with the fundamental elements that form the basis of choir music or choral singing. These elements encompass different aspects of music theory. We have vocal technique, ensemble performance, and we have rhythm, notation, music interpretation, and so on and so forth. We'll move to the next slide. So the first thing we'll be looking at today, we'll be talking about pitch. That is a very fundamental quality of sound. When you hear any musical sound, one of the fundamental qualities it has is pitch. So in choral terms, choristers must learn to sing in tune. That's the first thing you learn as a chorister. If you are not able to sing in tune, it means that you cannot be a chorister. And we must understand the concepts of melody, harmony, and intervals. To sing in a choir, we must be able to listen to fellow singers and the conductor, and we match their pitch. So regular exercises, ear training and rehearsals will help us develop accuracy and blend with the group, with the ensemble. So when we talk about melody, melody is a sequence of musical notes that form a recognizable and coherent musical line. Talking about TSP 30, for example, we have God of mercy, God of justice, hear us when on thee we call. That's what the melody of the song is. But when some people want to sing that same song in choir, you hear God of mercy, God of justice, hear us when on thee we call. Now that is the tenor part of the song, but it's not the melody of the song. So the melody of the song is what you easily recognize as a tune. And it carries the main musical idea. Melodies are characterized by their pitch, rhythm, and their shape and their contour. And they are often memorable and easy to catch by the listener. Next slide, please. So music notes theoretically are named after the first 7 alphabets of the English language, which are A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So when we now arrange these notes in a succession, we have what we call the scale. As we ascend from one note to the next, the interval changes between each note. So if we are going from A to B, that is the second interval. A to C, the third interval, and so on. The most popular scale in music is usually the major scale. And this major scale is arranged when we go from the note of C, from one note from C to the other. That's why we have the keyboard here. Then moving to harmony. Harmony is a simultaneous combination of notes that support and complement the melody. Like the tenor I sang earlier is a harmony of the melody of the song. So each singer or parts, they contribute their unique pitch. We have alto, we have tenor, we have bass. They all contribute to what forms the song, and it gives the song the harmonious sound, making it rich and resonant. Next slide, please. So different types of choirs use different harmonic patterns in their performance. Most children choir use only 2 harmonic parts. Older choirs, whether male, female, or mixed, they use 3 or more harmonic parts. But what is most common, especially in churches, is the 4-part harmony, as soprano, alto, tenor, and bass. Quickly, soprano is the highest singing voice, mostly sung by females. After that, we have the alto, slightly lower than soprano. Then we have tenor, the highest male voice, and then bass. As we can see, each of these vocal parts, they have their range. Sopranos usually go from the 3rd octave, that's what we have there as A3, 3rd octave A to 5th octave A, and so on and so forth. We can go to the next slide, please. So talking about intervals, remember we are still talking about pitch. About intervals, they are the distances between different pitches sung by choir members, like I explained earlier. Then by carefully tuning and blending these intervals between the different parts, we have a harmonious sound where voices intertwine and create a beautiful tapestry, a beautiful mixture of musical expression. A good appreciation of intervals helps greatly in creating beautiful melodies and harmonies. I wouldn't want to bore you with so much theory today. We can move to the next slide, please. Okay, so we have, like I said, we have the major scale C, D, E, F, G, A. Sometimes we have to do what we call accidentals. We just give them a little push. We give them a half step. So I'm moving from C to D, for example, that is called the whole step. But sometimes there's also a small distance between that C and D, which is called a semitone. So when we want to get from C to C sharp, we'll have to push it by a semitone. And putting these whole semitones together, we have what is called the chromatic scale. Remember the last time I played the major scale, which is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. Now the chromatic scale is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, do, you can see that's the expression here. Next slide, please. So, sorry, please go back. Okay, harmony provides a vertical aspect to music and adds richness, texture, and emotional depth, resulting in a powerful and resonant choral performance that delights both performers and listeners alike. You can go to the next slide. So that's why we have this here. You can see the first line, the soprano line, the alto line, the tenor, and the bass. You can see the direction of the melody. It's horizontal. The direction of the harmony is vertical. So harmony gives music a vertical aspect. What we have there is so, do, mi, re, do, ti, do. I think that's where we do our first thank you. I need someone to tell me the song that we have this very score. So, do, mi, re, do, ti, do. Also is mi, so, do, so. Tenor is do, mi, so, fa, mi, re, mi. Bass. So, do. We need someone to give us where we have this song. Mike, please. It's not Wesley Baba. Yes.
Can you point someone?
Our first time he is going. First hand.
Oh, first, you have to do direct.
That's spontaneous popularity. So moving on, males or brothers usually back please. We usually possess longer vocal cords and bigger lungs based on our anatomy and throats. So that's one reason why males generally sing at a lower pitch than females, and male voices also have the tendency to sound louder. Similar to musical instruments, for example, the size of the tenor saxophone is bigger than the size of the alto saxophone. For those of us that are saxophonists will understand that. The children usually have a higher range than adults, but at puberty, male voices break and become deeper. And also generally, as people grow old, their vocal range drops by several tones. That's for general knowledge. We can move to the next slide, please. So let's now move to reading. We've talked about pitch, now moving to reading. Choral music relies on the precise sense of timing, encompassing notes, durations, rests, and rhythmic patterns. Music is formed with a combination of notes and rests. Notes represent the sound of pitches, while rest denote periods of silence or pauses within the music. We've never heard any song that is just one note, where you just say do, and you go on endlessly. I heard of a concert where somebody did that, sounded one note for about 40 minutes. By the time you raise your head, almost everybody don't come up on the wall. So music involves notes and rest. The rest are just as important as the notes. So the strategic placement and duration of notes and rest contribute to the reading, pacing, and overall structure of musical composition, allowing for dynamic expression and variation in the flow of sound. Together, notes and rest form the foundation of musical notation and performance. Now going to some theory. The semi-brief is the whole note and it has a duration of 4 counts or 4 beats and is a reference point for other notes. Next slide please. So we can see we have several types of notes. We have the semi-brief meaning crotchets, quaver, semi-quaver, demi-semi-quaver. And this is their note value or duration. Also, if we look at this diagram, we see we have the semi-brief, 2 meanings, 4 crotchets, 8 quavers, and 16 semi-quavers. So it means that 16 semi-quavers in time value is equal to 1 crotchet, 8 quavers in time value is equal to 1 semi-brief, and so on and so forth. So next slide please. So types of rhythmic patterns in music include common types like steady beats, which we hear commonly. Most of our hymns are steady beats. And sometimes we have syncopations. We have polyrhythms and complex rhythmic cycles found in different genres of music. So these patterns define the rhythmic character, groove, and feel of the musical piece, adding depth and interest to the overall composition. Next slide, please. So now we're moving on to number 4, notation. Choristers should be familiar with reading and interpreting music symbols, including notes, rests, key signatures, time signatures, and dynamics. Music notation in choral music is a system of written symbols that communicates the pitch, rhythm, dynamics, and the expression of vocal music. It provides a standardized way for composers, arrangers, and singers to share and interpret music ideas. What do we mean? I can have an idea of a song, and I'll put it down here. And someone hears the song and will be like, I like that your song, we would like to have it. I won't have to do any voice notes or anything. I just do the song as it is written in standard music notation. And anywhere I say it, the person can interpret and understand. I remember as far back as 1997, I don't remember the exact year. Right here, I have 3 of my grandfather and 2 fathers. I always remember that experience. I wasn't even a chorister then. I was just running the bus like most of us children do those times. I saw Pa Imam Pa Legbedion, and then Dr. Scott Imako. They were talking about the song. They were not holding any paper, but they were just giving the Doremi and the reversal of the song. And I was like, what kind of language are these people speaking? But it's because they understand music and understand music notation. They were able to communicate it. And that was one of the reasons why I was like, no, if these three old wise men can be here doing this thing, it means there's something interesting that I want to be a part of. And that was one of my inspirations of ever joining the choir. So music notation employs a staff with multiple, usually 5 lines and spaces. And it presents different pitches for each voice part. Notes are placed on the staff to indicate the pitch and duration, with higher pitches situated higher on the staff and lower pitches positioned lower. The vertical placement of the notes indicates the relative timing within the music. Next slide, please. So on the staff, we have a symbol that is called the clef, usually on the left, at the beginning of the staff. And it's usually in the form of a stylized English alphabet. And this determines the placement of musical notes on the staff. The most commonly used clefs are the treble or G clef and the bass or the F clef. So as you can see here, when we have the treble clef, you can see it goes round. And it goes around the second line. And it's called the G clef. So that's why the second line is the notes G, like I played on the keyboard earlier. And for the bass clef, you can see it goes round, or the center around the 4th line. You count the lines from bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the 4th line. So the 4th line is F. Then, so going by the treble clef, if this is G, descending, we now have G and E under B, D, and F, which is the popular every good boy deserves favor. Then we have the FACE for the spaces. Next slide, please. So this is an example of one of our songs written in tonic solfa, which is used in choral music and assigns specific syllables, that's the do-re-mi-fa song that we talked about, which aids in sight singing and vocal training. So this is an example of TSP 190, Lord may we go with thy blessings. As you can see, it's arranged by Rudiment and we can see the soprano parts up there, the alto parts, the tenor parts, and the bass. And we can see the staff. We can see the G clef, the treble clef, and we can see the placement of the notes. The melody, remember, is the vertical, is the horizontal aspect, and the harmony is the vertical aspect. So as we move here, for soprano, we have do, do, re, mi, so, fa, la, ti, re, do, so, la, re, ti, so, do, re, do, ti, la, so. Sopranos, you can sing with me. So, let's go again from beginning. Do, do, re, mi, la, ti, re, do, so, la, re, ti, so, do, re, do, ti, la, so. Okay. Let's all sing the alto now. The alto is right here, on top of the words. Mi, so, 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 la, fa, so, so, mi, fa, la, so, 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 la, so, mi, so. Are we there? Brothers, stand on, let's hear you. Let's hear you. Okay, let's hear bass. Those of us are bass singers. Do, mi, so, mi, do, fa, so, do, fa, re, so, fa, mi, ti, do, re, so. So we can see this as an example of the music score. We can see the different parts. We can see the words. We can see the person that arranged the music, even the year that he arranged it, and so many other signs and icons. Next slide. So another key component of music notation is the key signature, which indicates the musical key on which a song is to be performed. Like that previous song, TSB 190, was written on G. The key signature is indicated at the beginning of the staff by a group of flats or sharps. For solfege notation, the key is usually indicated at the top left side of the music sheet. A change in key in a song is called modulation, and it is indicated by a new key signature. For rhythmic guidance, the time signature indicates the note duration pattern that is applicable, splitting the music into equal beats or measures, called bars. Commonly used time signatures include 4/4. Remember, the music is not a fraction, not 4/4, 4/4. 4/4, 3/4, 2/4, and 6/8. In time signatures, the lower figure represents the note duration of the counts in each measure or bar, and the upper figure represents the number of counts in each bar. For example, 4/4 indicates that each bar contains 4 quarter notes or a crotchet, like we have in our TSB 30, even TSB 190. They're all in 4/4 beats. How do I mean? So, la, so, mi, do, la. Counting 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, just like that. That's 4 crochets in a bar. Next slide. So this is an illustration of what I just said. The top number represents the number of counts, and the bottom number represents the time value. So 3/4 represents 3 crochets in a bar. The time signatures they are commonly classified into duple, as 2 strong counts, triple or quadruple time, or sometimes as simple and compound time. I can see several examples. Next slide, please. In music notation, equal number of beats or counts played at a particular tempo are divided into bars or measures and are separated by the bar line, which runs perpendicular to the staff. So we can see the staff and we can see the bar lines. This bar line represents each measure. The double one represents the end of a section of the song, and the double one with one peak represents the final end of the song. So in addition to those, choral music notation includes various symbols and markings to convey additional information, such as the dynamics, piano for soft, that's to sing softly, or forte, loud, which indicate the volume of the music, while articulation symbols such as staccato or legato specify how the notes should be performed. Tempo markings provide guidance on the speed and character of the music. Sometimes we have andante, which means sing it slowly, or we have allegro, which means sing it fast, or we have grazioso, which means sing it gracefully, or sometimes rallentando, which we do every day. That is when we are ending a song, we start singing it slowly, gradually. Next slide, please. So next one, moving to vocal technique. Developing proper breath control, tone quality, diction, and vocal range is essential for choral singers to harmoniously blend their voices. The human voice is considered the oldest and most versatile musical instrument. The ability to manipulate the anatomical mechanism supporting singing is what sets proficient singers apart. When you see people that are very good singers, all the magic they are doing, 99% of it is coming from here. That's why we have this diagram here. You can see the vocal cords or vocal folds, and usually the air is pushed from bottom and it hits the vocal folds. This is when our vocal fold is closed. Sound doesn't come out. And when the vocal is like this and it starts vibrating, that's what produces sound and music from our voice. Next slide, please. The lips, tongue, teeth are parts of the throat, larynx, trachea, and lungs are all directly involved in singing. Additionally, the diaphragm is just under our lungs, and the intercostal muscles, all the muscles surrounding our abdomen, and even the feet, our feet, provide support for proper vocal technique. Sound is produced as air travels from the lungs through the trachea, windpipe, and past the vibrating vocal folds. The The resulting sound is shaped by manipulating organs of the mouth to produce speech, musical notes, and other sounds. In addition to serving as the organ for holding inhaled air, the lungs, along with the mouth, the sinuses, and all the space, the tract along our nose, mouth, and even our ear, they serve as respiratory chambers for the sound produced by the vocal cords. Next slide, please. A skilled chorister understands that perfecting the technique of developing the proper support system is crucial for breath control and tone quality. Before vocalizing and before you produce any sound, the chorister must first of all relax, ensure relaxation, maintain good posture, and then breathe correctly. So I usually call it R, P, and B. Relax, posture, and breathe. Before you vocalize anything, you must keep those three things in mind. That's how you differentiate proficient choristers from the ones that are just there. By keeping the facial, neck, and shoulder muscles relaxed, the chest upright, but not raised, not elevated, and the feet slightly apart, just like your shoulder width. A good singer always inhales just before singing. Choristers may choose to inhale through the nose, mouth, or both, but it should be done silently. Not say they sing now before any line. What people be hearing in the microphone is God of mercy, God of justice. Yeah, because when on thee we call. Yeah, no, that's not allowed. So whether you want to use your mouth or your nose, it must be done silently. To achieve a balanced and resonant tone, it is essential for choristers to maintain a rounded mouth shape. This often involves modifying our vowels during singing, causing them to sound slightly different from how they are spoken in everyday conversation. How do I mean? Usually in music, choristers don't pronounce the R vowel. When we want to sing R vowel, we alternate for R. So we don't say I sat, say I sought. Why is that necessary? Because when we are now going into having balance and resonance in our tones, when we use those flat vowels, there's no consistency. If I do A and R, it sounds different from when I do A and R. Even by messaging, we can begin to pick some of the differences. And it's more prominent when we start singing. Another important aspect of choral singing is the unification of vowel sounds. A lot of choirs make that mistake. You hear someone singing, God of mercy, God of justice. Is it choir you hear? God of mercy, God of justice. You hear that singing, God of mercy, God of justice. In one choir. So another important aspect is the unification of vowel sounds. If we all want to do it wrong, let's agree on how to pronounce every syllable. So the choir master must ensure that singers pronounce syllables and words correctly and achieve uniformity. To achieve a cohesive blend of voices, choristers are often advised to try to match their vocal tone to that of the person next to them. Alternatively, the choir master can identify the best sounding voices in the choir and encourage other choristers to develop their tone to sound like that person. If you see that it's a young choir and you've not been able to achieve the kind of tone you want, you cannot tell everybody to try and sound like the next person, so one person doesn't stand out. You have one person that is so good and the other that is so bad. Alternatively, you can pick the best voices and let them serve as models for others to copy. Next slide, please. Music interpretation. Music interpretation is a crucial aspect of singing that requires understanding the expressive elements of music. Singers must grasp dynamics, articulation, and musical nuances to effectively convey the emotions and intentions embedded within a piece. What do I mean? TSP 190, for example, we have Lord, may we go with thy blessings. I'm singing it as a chorister. I want to sing it as someone in the congregation or something like this. Lord, may we go with thy blessings. We can hear the difference. If I want to sing it as a solo singer, my attitude will also be different. Lord, same line in 3 different ways. Because as a chorister, I'm able to interpret it. That's why articulation and musical nuances are supposed to be part of good singing. Dynamics encompassing loudness and softness create tension and enhance emotional impact. Singers manipulate vocal intensity to reflect changes in volume, employing crescendos when you are singing loud gradually, or decrescendos, singing soft gradually, and other variations. Choral music dynamics usually cover a range of 6 different volume variations from very soft to very loud. A lot of choristers will understand this. We usually see these signs placed. They are in our hymn book. If we check our hymn books, we see some to the right P, from the right F, from the right MF. In our hymn books, you can check. Those signs mean something. P means soft. PP means very soft. Right here we have the Latin, the musical expression in full. This is how it's written in short form. So we have very soft, PP, very soft pianissimo, meaning PP, soft piano, expressed as P, the moderately soft mezzo piano, MP, moderately loud mezzo forte, MF, loud forte, F, very loud fortissimo. Sometimes we will see PPP and we also see FFF in some music scores. Next slide, please. So we're moving to number 7, sight reading. Choral singers are often needed to learn new music quickly. So the ability to sight sing or sing on familiar music at first sight is very valuable. Sight reading is a vital skill in choral music, encompassing the ability to sing or play music at first sight. So as I just give you a song now, you just begin interpreting it on the spot. It relies on a solid understanding of musical notation, rhythm, and pitch. A strong sight reading proficiency enables choral singers to quickly interpret and perform new pieces. If you just carry Hallelujah chorus. And because you are a proficient sight reader, the first time, at first glance, you start going through it and you start interpreting the song because you understand music notation. Someone like Bratoya, for example, when he came here many years ago, we were rehearsing this anthem, God Be Merciful. Some of us don't rehearse now. Don't they use months to go house to carry our belly organ? Do, re, mi, re, do. I'm sure Brother Austin can bear me witness. But the first time Brother Troy saw that song, it didn't take him 15 minutes. He had already scored that particular song because the proficient sight reader. So it fosters musical independence and adaptability, allowing singers to engage with the wide range of repertoire. Next slide, please. So next, we are going to talk about ensemble skills. Choral singing requires teamwork, with singers learning to blend their voices, to follow a conductor, and listen to other parts, and sing in harmony with the group. Ensemble skills form a crucial foundation in choral music. It involves working together as a unified group to create a harmonious and balanced sound. This includes listening attentively. That's the first instrument of a chorister. It's not our voice, our ear. Listening attentively, blending voices, matching pitch and dynamics, and synchronizing timing and phrasing. Effective ensemble skills foster a strong sense of teamwork, mutual respect, and communication. The next paragraph. In a choir, as a rule of thumb, what we often tell each other, accept your role in that of a solo or lead vocalist or lead instrumentalist. When performing, a chorister must strive to sing, smile, dance, breathe, dress, etc. like other choral singers or like others in his or her section. What do I mean? We are taking test with 5-3. Now thank we Lord our God. The chorister dance is 2-step. Creator of mankind, who daily feeds his creation. I'm already standing you were the best or your voice was the loudest, chances are you were overdoing it. Doesn't mean you shouldn't smile or don't dance. But when everybody is doing like this and you don't dance on the ground, or when soprano is singing and it's only your voice everybody can hear, so probably means you're overdoing it. Next slide. So performance etiquette. Choral singers should be familiar with the appropriate behavior and professionalism expected during rehearsals and performance. So we can see some that are listed there. Number 1, arrive punctually. Number 2, follow the conductor. Number 3, respect fellow choristers. Number 4, display proper stage presence. Stand tall, maintain good posture and script position. Number 5, acknowledge the audience, show gratitude through bows and smiles and gestures. It's not written here, but another thing a lot of us are guilty of that when we're on stage and something goes wrong. Now for that stage now we begin to correct ourselves. And the fight and the smile, that is very, very terrible performance etiquette. If a mistake happens on stage, you need to have a gesture that you use to communicate to the next person that correct yourself or try and follow others. But it's not on stage that you start fighting and elbowing each other and kicking each other. Next slide, please. So, next. So move to the final section, 7 steps to great choir singing. Overall, the rudiments of choral music serve as the foundation for choral singers to develop their musical skills, enabling them to perform as part of a cohesive vocal ensemble. Below are 7 basic steps that will serve as guides for the choir and the choir master to properly learn and perform the song. Number 1 is to master the notes of a song. Can go to number 2. Next slide. Number 2 is to fix the lyrics and words. Number 3 is to now take your time to correct the pronunciation. That's correct enunciation. Next. Number 4 is to internalize the message. This is the most important for me. To internalize lyrics in the choral music means to deeply understand and embody the meaning and the emotion behind the words being sung. My wife and Benin witness, I always tell her, if you are learning a song, whether it's in Igbo or Yoruba or Shekiri or Benin, you need to know the meaning. Because if you don't know the meaning of what you sing, it means that you are singing rubbish. It involves memorizing the text, comprehending its message, and expressing it authentically through vocal interpretation, allowing the singers to convey the intended artistic and emotional impact. By so doing, the message and the messenger become one. The music and the musician become united. Number 5, work on articulation and expression. Number 6, enhance dynamics. So you now know the parts of the song that will be soft, that will be loud, that you do your crescendo and all that. Then number 7, of course, follow the conductor. Following the conductor is crucial in choral singing because it ensures synchronization, unity, and musicality within the ensemble. To follow a conductor effectively, choir members must maintain visual contact. We are not supposed to bury our eyes on our scripts. Observe the conductor's gestures for cues or entrances, dynamics, and tempo changes, and so on and so forth. Next slide, please. Next. Okay, so I quickly put this together so that we will demonstrate some of the things that we talked about today. So I need 4 volunteers. 4 volunteers. 1 soprano, 1 alto, 1 tenor, and 1 bass. Please, choristers. Brother Benny, please don't come here. 4 volunteers, please. 1 soprano, 1 alto, 1 tenor, and 1 bass. Okay, so let's start. Soprano, let's get soprano first.
Thank
Rudiment, once more we say, Ogudu.